Hey YouTube, you here with a Blood Bowl video.
What?
Yeah, um, I've been getting a lot of comments lately on my how to play Blood Bowl video, and I tried to respond to everything, um, but the comments are kind of scattered all over the place. So I figured what I would do is kind of consolidate and put it all here. So in case I miss a question or a comment or something like that, you can then post it here, and then on the next video, I can address it properly. So I don't have any specific usernames, and I'm going to try to cover basically what all the comments and questions were about in this series or this first video. So first of all, thanks for watching them. I didn't know anyone was watching them. So the first comment or request that I get a lot is, can we get some more Blood Bowl, please? Kinda not up to me. Trust me, I still think Blood Bowl is the best game I played out there, and there's a lot of reasons for that. One, the campaign system. Two, the rules. And three is a guy who constantly films battle reports. One of the most rewarding moments are those crazy moments that happen during Blood Bowl where you have a guy that's maybe in a couple of tackle zones and he's trying to pass to an open guy, and you're like, there's no way in hell this is going to happen, and the guy rolls that 6, and you get that instant moment of everyone just kind of going, oh, and they're like on the edge of their seats. And as a guy who shoots battle reports, those are the moments you live to capture. So if I had an opponent, I would definitely play more Blood Bowl. Good news is SoCal SmackDown is coming up in the end of September, and I'm going to definitely get some Blood Bowl there, and we're going to bring my camera and I'm going to film for you guys. So that should be pretty awesome. Next question that I got was actually a request to do a video about star players. So I'm just going to briefly touch on it here, and if you still don't understand how star players work, post a comment down below, and I'll do a separate video just for that. Basically, the way it works is star players are an inducement. So what is an inducement? If you're playing in a campaign, as your players skill up and as you acquire gold and you purchase additional staff like cheerleaders or assistant coaches or bonus rerolls, it adds to the total value of your team. It's called your team value. And so during a campaign, you might come across a time where you have two teams where the team value are very different. And so the lower team value will play that team with bonus inducement gold, which you can then spend for like Bloodweiser Babes, a Halfling Chef, a Wizard, and star players. So you can only use them for that. Star players don't retain any star player points they get for the game, and they're kind of situational. They're very expensive, and what I would say to this is, for example, if you had if you're looking at purchasing like Morgan Thorg, who's like over 400 gold pieces, if you have a $400,000 or gold piece difference between the two teams, I don't know if I would blow it on one guy. I'd kind of want to spread them out and buy things like Wizard, Bloodweiser Babes, extra important, especially if your team is squishy like mine. I play Skaven, so they get hurt a lot. So Bloodweiser Babes come into play, an Apothecary or something like that, and then buy star players. It's definitely they're worth it, especially if I'll say this: if you're playing in a one-off playoff game where it's single elimination, and let's say you had a guy that's skilled up and he was worth like 200,000, and he's injured and he can't play in this game, or he died in the previous game, then it would be worth it to get that star player just to get that victory and advance to the second round. So hopefully that helps. If you have any more questions, please post it down below. So the next part's about terrain, and so what I've done is I've gotten a lot of different questions about terrain, what to use. So I'm including some pictures of the first pitch that I ever made, my first Blood Bowl. So in this pitch, basically, what I used was blue polystyrene board, tile spacers, a couple of things of balsa wood, lots of glue, sand, and cheap paint that you get from like Michaels. You don't want to use the paint for your that you use for your miniatures. You want to use the paint actually from these craft stores. You can get them for like 99 cents a bottle, and they're they actually come out pretty good when it comes to painting your pitch. So the first thing, also you'll need a T-square, a pen, and a Dremel tool for this type of pitch. What I would say is there's a lot of different ways to make a pitch, and so it depends on what you're comfortable with and your overall theme. For this project, what I did was I basically laid out a grid and actually used the wrong squares size, so that was kind of my bad. But once you draw out your grid with your T-square, you're going to cut into the foam, and then you're going to put glue and insert the tile spaces into where the corners of each square actually are. And then for your second step, you're going to take your white glue, and you're going to probably mix. You want your mix to be like 25% water, 75% glue, and you just use an old, like a 99-cent brush, and you brush it on, and then you throw a bunch of sand on it. So you can see the different stages here. You let that dry for a couple hours. I usually let it dry overnight. Shake the excess off, and then I spray the entire pitch black. From there, I just dry brush various browns from the paints that I got from Michaels, and after that dries, you're gonna lay down some flocking. And the key is, if you're going to do a grass pitch, I would still recommend doing this, because if you miss any spots, it's gonna look natural, because you'll see the dirt underneath, and it looks like your pitch has been used and players have been playing on it. You definitely don't want a perfectly grass pitch. It just doesn't look as nice. The last step after you've dry brushed and painted everything is you take your Dremel tool and you take the sanding bit and put it at a low speed, and then you're gonna Dremel the tops of the tile spacers off, and it's gonna leave them nice and white. And so I made a lot of mistakes on this first pitch. It was my first pitch ever made, but it really came out well. I actually made it for Games Day 2008 and won Best Table for that, so I'm kind of proud of that. Hopefully that helps. The big thing I would say is fantasy bases for the orcs or Chaos Warriors are the perfect size. So if you're not good at drawing straight lines like I am, I'm like horrible at it. You can use those bases and just trace them out, and it's like 390 bases. If you try to make the pitch with all those bases, you're gonna need a lot. So I would just draw them out and use tile spaces. I've seen people or paint the squares in. I've done that a couple of times. Or I've seen people use divots, actually drill holes into the pitch and mark it off with the holes. Anyways, I hope that helps. So that's it. That's this first video, and again, I just wanted to thank you guys. Hopefully, I got to all the questions that everyone's been asking me lately. Let me know. What I'm hoping to do is to have you guys comment and leave your questions on this video consolidated, and then do a follow-up video maybe a week later. It kind of depends on how fast the response is. I think I got another question about the pass ruler. There's a link to some Blood Bowl sites where you can actually download everything, templates and everything that you need. Nice PDFs. You can get dugouts and everything. I'll put the link in the description below. And yeah, anyways, I just really wanted to thank you guys. I appreciate all the love out there. So I'll see you in the next thing that I decide to do. Okay?